right. Well, hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Good day to you all. My name is Howard Yermish. I'm the Director of Product here at Vicasso, and I have alongside with me, as usual, Thais Pedroso. Thais, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Thais. I'm the Senior Product Manager here at Picasso. It's been a long time since we've done a live event, so I'm happy to be back here.
Well, welcome everyone back. And what are we going to do today? I know what we're going to do today. We are going to talk about the cost of duplicate cases, and we are going to show you how Case Merge Premium, which is advanced case merging, is going to save you, your support team money, and provide a better customer experience overall. So let's take a look at our agenda. We're going to go through a little bit of the why we created Case Merge Premium in the first place. We're going to talk about how duplicate cases get created in your org. We're going to go over some math. We're going to say, this is why duplicates cost you money. And then we're going to do some demonstrations. We'll show you some detection, how merging works. We'll even show you some Automerge, as well as the one more thing, a little unmerge action at the end. So, Thais,
Seems
why
like
don't
you
you
have
kick
a
us off?
story for me, Howard. I feel like, why did we create Case Merge Premium?
So when I think about Case Merge Premium, long before I joined Vicasso, and even when I had joined Vicasso, Salesforce had no option to merge cases. They had merging of other records, of other objects. So you could merge accounts or you could merge leads, things like that. But there was no merge for cases. So what that meant was if there was a duplicate case, and then they can happen on lots of different reasons, you had no way to resolve it. You had to do it manually. And often, if you did it manually, you created other, I'll call it bad things. And by bad things, meaning just like stuff that was just going to go wrong, which means, let's say, for example, I have a duplicate case. So I close out that case, but the customer replies to that case because I'm working on the main case, but that closes duplicate case. They don't know which one is which. Now that reply is on the wrong place and I'm pulling things around and moving stuff around. It's a real mess. And without having a good way to move objects around to the primary case, to close out that other case, to make it a child case, it was just a very bad customer experience. The customers kept creating additional duplicates. The support agents kept trying to play whack-a-mole with all of those different cases that are coming in and being assigned to different people, not necessarily knowing. Just a complete and total mess. And then fast forward a little bit, we've been working with Case Merge Premium. We created the product for us, all these good things. Salesforce in 2019 introduced native case merge. And what I think that happened for native case merge was they said, we need some way to do this. And they didn't really think through the whole problem. So realistically, what they did was they said, look, you can merge up to 3 cases and only 3 cases, as long as you know where to find them. So from a list view, you could say, these are the 3 cases I want to merge. And then you merge them, and then you're kind of very limited in terms of options. So it's going to bring everything over all the records. It's fine. And for some small teams, unsophisticated teams that aren't doing a lot of stuff in Salesforce, it might be okay, but it doesn't do any detection, and it doesn't give you any kind of customization options in terms of how the merges should work.
Awesome. So now let's talk about the duplicate cases. The most common scenario that we see are impatient customers creating those cases. So maybe they are answer shopping for a better response, or they're trying different channels for a faster resolution. So let's say that they start by emailing in about the issue that they're having. They go on to your portal, open up a manual case through there, or they chat with you, even give you a call through a phone system. So you're always going to see those cases. The other way that duplicate cases are created sometimes we see is with Salesforce threading. Sometimes that can get messy, or CC'd people start responding to that initial thread, creating even more duplicate cases. So that is really not a good scenario for those support teams. So I know that we have some numbers to run through, but if you're here in the chat, we're also curious to see what your team and your duplicate cases issue looks like. So if you have those numbers, throw it in. Just let us know the size of your support team, how many cases you're working with a year, and what amount of duplicate cases are coming in.
Yeah, when I think about case math, it's always about just in the volume of cases, there is going to be some level of duplicates. And maybe they're duplicates because of just errant emails, or it's that impatient customer that creates multiple cases, or they're answer shopping where they create a case via phone and then via the web portal and then all these other things. But in looking at that math, and let's kind of pull up just some general back of the envelope on a napkin, whatever it is, just some general math behind that. And I'm going to actually drop a little link in here so that if you want to do your own math yourself, if you want to play the home game to this, we'll put that link to a spreadsheet in there that allows you to calculate it.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah. So walk me through this, Thais. Walk me through.
Yeah, so let's say that we have a support team with no detection in place. They don't really know the duplicates. They don't know how to spot that. But let's say that they have 250,000 cases a year. They have 100 service reps working on those cases and making about $30 per hour. And 5% of the cases that they see are duplicates. What does that look like for them?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, the problem here is they don't realize it's a duplicate. So they're going to spend some time working on each case, and then they're going to go, wait a second, I think I may have found a duplicate. So even if they work that case and then have to go looking around because the customer says like, oh, I already have a case open, or someone else said this. So they have to go find each duplicate, and then they have to spend some time merging each duplicate case. And if you do a little fun calculation, what you realize is based on the hourly rate, you're just wasting, in this case, in this scenario, over $300,000 per year, just in that 5% duplicate rate. A real quick way to kind of do some calculation is, let's say, oh, my team has, even if we say like my team has 25 people and 4% of my cases are duplicates. Well, that means you do that little 4% of 25 is 1. So that means of my 25 people, 1 person per year is spending all their time on duplicates. Now it's like death by 1,000 cuts. No one's going to say, I spend all my time on duplicates, and everyone else is like, I spend no time on duplicates. But everyone's going to be dealing with a couple of duplicates per day. And those couple of duplicates added up really end up being a complete and total waste of time for people. And arguably bad hiring decisions because of that. So, not great, not wonderful, but if you think about the sizes of your team, just assume something really, really basic, even if it's 2%, which from our experience is like crazy small. 2% duplicate rate, even when you're doing all the good things, if you're using good threading techniques for email to case, or in our case, email to case premium, if you're doing all of the best practices that way, you're still going to have agents who have to manually go look for potential duplicates, and they'll then need a way to resolve it.
Yeah. So is it time to show what detection looks like, Howard?
You know what? I think it is. I think we're ready for detection.
I love that.
Let's jump into it.
Yeah. So we have 2 different ways that detection works. So let's start with the duplicate cases component here on the utility bar. So if you open that up, this is going to give you an org-wide view of those duplicates. So right now you see that we found 2 groups of duplicates. That first one has 3 duplicate cases in it. When you expand, you can take a look, confirm if they are duplicates. You can see the subject, the description, the case number. If you wanted to open them up from here, you could. Then if you really determine that they are duplicates and they should be merged, you could start that process from here. Or if you didn't want to merge it, you could dismiss those cases. So this is great for support team managers, or if you have someone in a triage role. So if you wanted to look at those duplicates org-wide.
Great.
But let's open one of these cases up. And this is my favorite way of spotting the duplicates, which is where support agents are going to see the duplicate coming in. So this component, the duplicate detector, it's going to light up whenever duplicates are detected. And right now you see that we have that 3 over there at the top. And when you hover over, you can see more information about the cases. You can see the owner, the description, whatever fields you wanted to have here, you could. And you could also manually search for cases. So if you were working on a case that you know should be merged with this one that you're currently viewing, you can just start typing. You can search for the description, the subject, even the case number if you know it on the top of your head. And the nice thing here, Howard, is that the recent cases that you were looking at show up at the top. So let's say now that we wanted to start the merge process. So you can just select the cases that you wanted to merge and then click that button, Merge Cases. And that is going to bring us to the redesigned merge page. So this is new. All of our customers should have that up and running. And this is that page where you're going to make sure that the primary case has all of the relevant information. So if the duplicate cases had been worked on, we can consolidate all of that good data into that primary. So right now you can see that Howard is hovering over all of those related records. So things such as case comments, the email messages, files, and whatever other related objects you would have on case, they would show up here, because we just want to make sure that that primary case is going to have the best information for the support agents. And by default, we're going to put the oldest case as the default primary, but you could update that as needed. And as Howard was doing there, let's say that he wanted to own that primary case. So he just selected his name on the case owner, that escalated status, or if we wanted to use that working status. So you have flexibility to choose the values that you want to carry over to the primary. And for text fields such as description, you can actually click that pencil icon and you can freeform edit that description here. So you could manually edit the text. You could copy it from those duplicate cases. We also have a setting that automatically copies the descriptions either as private comments on the case, as public comments, or really appends it to the description field. So you, after you're done with the editing here, you can just save, because we want to make sure that that good data is going to be part of here. And as you see here, we are merging 4 cases together, but with Case Merge Premium, you can merge up to 9 cases at once, carrying over all of those related objects, or you can even merge more than 9 if you just wanted to do a clean merge. So that's great. We're ready to merge. Things are looking good. So let's click that Merge Cases button, Howard. And then we're going to be brought back to that primary case where we're going to take a look at what that duplicate detector component is. You get a toast notification saying that merge was complete. That's great, just letting you know. And then we keep all of that merge history in the component for you to see. So you're going to see what happened, who merged the cases, so you have a little audit trail of what happened there. Anything else, Howard, that you wanted to talk about the component?
Yeah, I think one of the things when I think about this component is, if I'm like, this was my case, and let's say I had owned this before and someone else merged this case, and then I go back to this tab, I'm going to see that this has been merged, and I can quickly go to the primary case and say, oh, that's what happened. I can see it. So if you're on a support team and different people are owning the different cases that need to be merged, they're going to know, stop doing this work. Also, the component can be configured on the page that if there's no duplicates detected, this whole component is hidden from view. So you won't have to, for lack of a better term, you won't have to have it even interrupt the flow of work. But when it is detecting duplicates, like in this case, it says, hey, this has been resolved, and you can see the history. But if you have another account and it's got like, you know, different duplicates there, you're going to see that those duplicates are showing up. So it's a pattern interrupt for people. They just get to it, they can work on it. It's really straightforward that way.
Awesome. And Case Merge Premium has another functionality that I really love. So we can automatically merge cases without anyone having to do anything. Is that right, Howard?
That is correct. And this is Automerge. So let me flip over here to our Case Merge Premium setup. And I'm in the duplicate criteria, and you can see what we've got going here. Thais, what is it that we're seeing?
So now we're seeing that main duplicate criteria. So this is what's gonna light up that detector that we just saw. So we're trying to see if the subject of the case matches We don't want to look at closed cases, but then we want to see if the case is for the same account or for the same contact. And we're using or in our logic, but you have free customization options here. So you could do and, or, so go nuts with that. And then for the Automerge criteria, that is a separate set of criteria that you configure here. And as you can see, we have those same ones, but we added the created date to be within 4 hours of each other. So if those cases were created within 4 hours, those cases are going to be automatically merged. And it can be on case creation. So that is great if you use omni-channel, for example, because Automerge is going to start merging before they hit the omni-channel, or even if cases are owned by queues. So you have that flexibility here as well. So let's enable Automerge. And we are actually just going to show you what that would look like if you were working on a case that was currently being auto-merged. But the reality of auto-merge is that people are not even going to see it happen. You're just going to see those cases being automatically merged. And then you can run reports, because with Case Merge Premium, you can have a closed as duplicate status and an auto-merge status. So you can see what types of merges are happening. So let's just kick it off in this demo org. We have a magic checkbox that can trigger Automerge to run with the criteria that we just saw. So let's just show everybody what that would look like, Howard.
All right, so I'm just gonna, this is for demo purposes, but imagine that there was a case update in this situation where someone improved the data or automation on the back end was running to do some making sure it's the right data, whatever. So let's just pretend like, okay, they now match because auto merge is enabled on both.
Yes, so that toast shows up. So that would be the one signifier that auto merge is running. Then you can click that link to view the primary case, and then you would just see that duplicate detector component already not flagging anything as duplicates because the merge already happened. So the history is captured there.
And if I do a little quick Salesforce thing, you could see its status has changed to auto merge.
Yeah.
And all as well. So I feel like we need one more thing. Like, what happens? Let's say I'm a support agent and I'm working through cases and I say, oh, these are all for the same customer, but I realize that this was not the right issue. I shouldn't have merged this case. What do I do?
So we have the unmerge functionality, so you can easily unmerge the cases. You just select the ones that you wanted to unmerge, and we're going to bring everything back to their original state. So if you did have those related records moved over to the primary, we would put them back in their places. So you just click unmerge, then just confirm that you actually want to unmerge. Then those cases are going to get dismissed, but you see it all here in that component history as well. So you have the full picture of what happened to those cases.
I think to me, one of the things that is most notable about how all these things go together is, as an agent, I don't have to remember the habit of go search for duplicates. They just show up when you need them to show up, at the right time, in the right place, so that realistically, all I'm doing is I'm doing my work. And if the detector lights up, I go, oh, I should do this. And if I happen to be working and the utility bar lights up and says, hey, one of your cases has a duplicate, I see it there too. One of the reasons I really also like using that duplicate detector inside of the utility bar is I might not be working on the case that is the duplicate, but a customer response might generate a duplicate. And if that duplicate is for a case that I'm working on and that lights up, I'll know to look, hey, something matching one of your existing cases is a duplicate. Go knock it down before someone else goes and has to triage it or has to start working it and then realize, like, it allows everyone to kind of know what they need to know when they need to know it without making them remember. You have to go look for duplicates and then try to manually merge some things.
Yeah, that's very true. And what I like about Case Merge Premium is it helps with that good data for your org, because good data is key, especially with AI out there. good data is great foundation for your AI practices too. So
Absolutely. And one of the things that I think about now is if you're working with a support team and you think you might have duplicates, I think there's one thing that you should do, which is you should go ask your team, how often do you work on duplicate cases? And remember, if they say, oh, I see a couple of them a day, that's going to be like, that should set off a little alarm bells for you. I see a couple duplicates a day, which means they waste anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes every day, which adds up to a person or more, depending on how large your team is, how many cases you have overall. But realistically, if they say, oh, maybe I see a duplicate once a month, then okay, maybe you don't have a duplicate problem. You will be in the minority because realistically, most support teams that we work with, that 5% is kind of like pretty normal, if not a little bit more than that. So ask your teams, how often do you work on duplicate cases? So then you can do that math. We had put that spreadsheet link in the chat, so definitely go use that, play with that. But also, what I'd like everyone to do, and this is, super duper important, is go install a free trial of Case Merge Premium in a sandbox, give it a try, put it in production if you really are like, we definitely need this. Sandbox, safer, do that first. That's the way to go. But we just threw a link on the App Exchange for our App Exchange listing there. Definitely go try that out.
yeah. And
also,
if you're interested in actually trying Automerge that we just showed, open a case with us because we're going to need to enable that for you, and we need your org ID.
Definitely. So I'm looking at the chat and I'm not seeing any particular questions. So with that, I guess we could probably wrap it up. But if you have any other questions, we'll hang out and banter for a couple minutes. One of the things that I definitely encourage people to do, whether you're an existing customer or a new customer, if you're looking to get someone to kind of walk you through that, reach out to us. Say like, hey, we'd like to check this out. Absolutely reach out to us. For existing customers, if you've got some really interesting questions, feel free. I'm going to drop a little link in here to schedule some time with Thais and I to talk through your particular scenario, bounce around some ideas. Maybe you need some help with your duplicate criteria and ways to make those really spot all the duplicates in your org. Lots of good opportunities for that. And just everyone in general, we do these events from time to time. When we do, we post about them, excuse me, in our Service Blazer community. So I dropped a link in the chat for that Service Experience Suite group over on the Trailblazer community, and take a look at that. And we'd love to work with you and talk with you there. But otherwise,
we're always posting new things there too, not only for Case Merge Premium, all of our other apps. So make sure to follow us.
Definitely. So with that, I kind of think we can wrap up for the day. I'm not seeing any other comments in the chat. So, we did get a last minute question. Great little question here. So the question is, you said it works before omnichannel, but can you merge a case after it's been pulled into the omnichannel flow? Thais, can we work on cases after they've been through omnichannel? He asked her knowingly.
Yes, we can.
Omnichannel does not create any hurdles or limitations for Case Merge Premium. So if you have a case and it runs through Omnichannel, you can still merge it with Case Merge Premium. That is actually a known limitation of Salesforce's standard case merge. Pretty much if it goes through Omnichannel, standard case merge is not going to be your friend. Case Merge Premium, you can have cases coming from all different channels, all different places. If it's a case, you can merge it. So absolutely easy peasy. So that's a great question. Thank you so much for that question. Something that we love that Case Merge Premium does that.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. What do you think, Thais? Should we call it a day?
I guess so.
All right. Well, what I want to do is I want to say for all those who came to the webinar today, thank you. This recording will be available on our YouTube channel as a follow-up. We'll post it in other places. So if you know someone that wanted to be here and couldn't be here, they will get that recording. Otherwise, we thank you very much for joining us today, and we look forward to talking with you about Case Merge Premium. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.